So, the future. Everybody always wants to know about the future. What will happen in the future, what life will be like in the future. If we're going to be a bunch of androids walking around to kind of half robot and half people, which we kind of are already, given that, our smartphones really are an extension of us, which in some ways kind of makes us androids. Most of us can't really see any given day without our smartphones, as most of us conduct many of our business activities, gameplay, emails, and most of the communication that we have with each other and the outside world is via our smartphones. So that being said, I thought today we could talk a little bit about how we can talk about the future in English. So there are many ways that we can talk about the future in English, but we're going to talk about two of the most common today. And that is be, going to, and will. These are the two most common ones that we usually use when talking about the future. Firstly, when do we know which one we use? How do we know when we're going to use will or be going to? Hopefully by the end of this, you'll be able to clearly define and clearly know when you will use will and when you'll use be going to. So when talking about the future, let's look at will to begin with. So we use will when we make a decision at that exact moment. So it's usually in response to either something that someone has said or a reaction to something. As you can see here, there's a cup of coffee that is spilt. And at that moment, I might say, I'll get something to clean it up. I will get something to clean it up. Or I'm hot. Okay, I'll turn on the air conditioner. I'm hungry. I'll make you something to eat. So it's usually in response to something that someone has said or a reaction to something that has happened. So an example might be, as I said, we're out of coffee. Oh, okay. Well, I'll go buy some. Again, it's a reaction to something that has happened or something that someone has said. Let's look at this.
I will sell this house today.
Okay, so she opens up the doors. Right at that moment, she says, I will sell this house today. So right when she walks in the door, that's the decision that she has made right at that moment, at that time of speaking. Another time that we might use will is when we're talking about predictions. Now, we can use be going to also when we talk about predictions, but there is a difference. So firstly, let's talk about will when talking about predictions. We make predictions with will when we don't have any evidence. So there's nothing we can see, hear, or touch that tells us that something is going to happen. It's only what we think. Okay? So for instance, you might say, I think that Joe Biden will be the next president. Do I have any evidence of that? Am I sure of it? Is there anything tangible or anything I can touch or see that tells me that he will be president? No. It's just something that I think. Okay, let's have a look at another example.
Maybe he'll change his mind. No, I don't think so.
Okay, so her friend here, she's being hopeful, and she says, well, maybe he'll change his mind. And the young lady responds, no, I don't think so. Now, she doesn't know for sure, but just based on her knowledge of whomever they're talking about, she doesn't think that he will change his mind. Another time that we can use will is when we talk about promises, requests, refusals, and offers. So this covers a wide spectrum. This is any time that you might see somebody offering to do something. For example, that table looks heavy. I'll help you move it. You look tired. I'll help you cook dinner. Or you can refuse. Okay, someone will ask me, "Will you climb Mount Everest with me?" No, I won't. I refuse. I won't climb Mount Everest with you. Okay, so I'm refusing someone's offer. So here we have Cartman here. I don't know how many of you watch South Park out there, but I was actually watching South Park earlier. I'll certainly do my best. So, he's saying, I'll do my best. I'll do what I can. I'll help if I can. So, an offer is, I will do something. I will help you do your homework. I will make lunch for you. I will teach you English. Okay? So look at a couple more examples.
If you come home, I'll protect you.
I'll protect you. I'm offering that.
When will I see you again, Michael?
Okay, so here we have a prediction.
Will you join me?
Here we have an offer. So, as you can see, there are several ways that will can be used when talking about the future. Let's move on to be going to. Okay. So, be going to is a little bit simpler, as in we mostly use be going to when it's a decision made anytime before the moment of speaking. And when I say the moment of speaking, I mean the exact moment of speaking. That means that if I made a decision 1 second ago, then I will use be going to. If I made it right at that moment, it will be will, as we talked about before with the lady opening doors to the house. She made it at that moment. I will sell this house today. But if she had made that decision, for example, walking from the car to the house, kind of thinking in her head, I will sell this house today, then it was already a plan. She'd already made that decision. It's already something that she had decided to do. So in that case, we would use be going to. Okay? So for an example, anytime that we go on vacation, anytime that we plan to do anything, we will use be going to. I'm going to visit Japan next summer. I'm going to fix my car tomorrow. I'm going to start school in January. Anything that we plan, anything that we're going to do. We can also use be going to when making a prediction. Now remember, we already talked about we already talked about making predictions with will. And as you can see here, the difference is that it is based on something that we can see or hear. So it's more sure, it's more certain. There's direct evidence of it. There's something that I can see, hear, or touch that tells me that that prediction is going to come to fruition or is going to come true. Okay? For example, you can see here, it's storming and the clouds are dark and it's lightning. It's not raining yet, but you can be pretty sure that it's going to rain. So in this situation, I wouldn't say it will rain. I would say it's going to rain because I'm basically sure there's something that I can see. Okay, you can also hear the thunder. So all of these are indications that it is going to rain. So I'm very sure of this. Of course, I'm going to do it. Okay, so she's already made the plan. She's already made her decision. Of course she's going to do it. I'm going to the dentist. Okay, so this is actually present continuous. This gets a little bit more complicated, but basically it's in the short term. I'm going to the dentist. Still talking about the future though. If this were using be going to, it actually would be I'm going to go to the dentist. So they could both be correct depending on the time frame.
Going to the dentist.
Somehow I don't see her holding down a 9 to 5 and going to PTA meetings.
Okay. And going to PTA meetings. I don't see her holding down a 9 to 5 or going to PTA meetings. And in this case, he's talking about the action of to go. He's not actually talking about the future in this case.
We're going to become more than just friends, Castiel.
So here, we're going to become more than just friends. This would probably fall under predictions. There's something that tells her something that is tangible, something that she has been told, or something that has happened that has given her a clear indication that they're going to become more than friends.
You're not going to the lighthouse.
You're not going to the lighthouse. Again, this will be present continuous, but still talking about the future.
I'm going to ask Dr. Dana to keep you under observation for a while.
I'm going to ask. So he's already made the plan. That's what he's going to do.
I'm going to need to take a look at that.
I'm going to need to take a look at that. So she already knows. There's nothing that has caused her at that moment that has told her that she needs to take a look at that. She just knew already. She'd already planned to do that.
What am I going to do?
What am I going to do? Pretty common saying. What am I going to do? Okay, so kind of asking yourself, what is my plan for the future? What could I possibly do in the future?
This is going to be personal, isn't it?
Going to be personal. Okay, so it's his prediction. It's going to get personal.
So how's this going to work, with us?
So here he's asking about someone else's prediction of the future. So how is it going to work? How is it going to happen with us? Asking about their prediction.
Every day, I am going to do one thing I have never done before.
Okay, so this is a plan. Decided every day, I'm going to do one thing that I've never done before.
If I'm going to be honest, I did feel an unmistakable sense of enjoyment there.
If I'm going to be honest, if I plan to be honest, in this case, he could actually skip be going to completely. He could actually say, if I'm honest. But he chose to say, if I'm going to be, or if I plan to be honest. This more kind of falls along the line of expressions, but you get the idea.
It's going to be a ranger.
Going to be a ranger.
Is she going to be?
So knows that it's going to happen. It's the plan. That's what it's gonna be.
Okay.
She's going to be okay. Okay, so she's asking about his prediction which is quite common thing. I don't know if you guys have seen this TV series, but he's a doctor, so we all will often ask a doctor about his prediction.
He's gonna be mayor.
And he's going to be mayor. Something that's sure, I guess it's happened. You can see by his eyes there that there's some kind of. So I do hope you all did enjoy this little journey into the future and talking about some of the ways that we can talk about the future. Again, these are not the only ways that we can talk about the future, but they are most certainly the most common. Thank you for sticking with me until the end. As usual, feel free to send me a message on Facebook, leave a comment on YouTube or Facebook. I would appreciate it. Ask me any questions that you may have regarding the future. And I wish you all a happy future. I'll see you next time.